Okay. Hello class and professor. I would like to present the final presentation of project Smart Home Automation System. Here are the presenters: Nabil Sani, myself Aayushi Mathur, Anu Kumari Verma, Madhumita Mallick, Prudhvi Prasad. Yes. So Smart Home Automation System offers an opportunity to enhance the efficiency, security, and convenience of residential living spaces. Our project, the Smart Home Automation System, is aimed at integrating these technologies into the daily lives of our prospective clients, ensuring homes are more connected, intuitive, and adaptable to the needs of their occupants. The project is dedicated to exploring the multifaceted dimensions of smart home technologies, focusing on their capabilities, impact, and transformative potentials. By bridging advanced technologies with everyday convenience, our system aims to revolutionize the concept of home, making it smarter, more secure, and incredibly efficient. The purpose and scope to collect information from clients through interviews and develop a requirement analysis report based on the client's requirements, time frames, and budget. By using validation results to make a goal model, use cases, and scenarios. Next slide, please. Okay, so the project is divided into two phases, in which first phase is requirement elicitation, in which this phase involves getting familiar with smart home automation system first, then identify different stakeholders, conducting interviews with clients, and doing questionnaires. In phase two, which involves requirement analysis, validation, and documentation, in which reviewing data is done, which obtained from interviews and questionnaires, and analyzing them to formulate a list of functional and non-functional requirements and prioritize them. Thank you.
Okay, so good day, everyone. My name is Nabil Sani, and I'll be taking the next few slides to talk about the methodologies we used in the project and the analysis process. So for the project, we had three major methodologies we used to gather requirements, which are we interviewed our stakeholders, we had surveys shared on an online space, and we also distributed questionnaires, right? So firstly, we asked our stakeholders a few questions like what they expected from the system, and how they expected to interact with the system, and what devices they would use the system on. Then we moved on to design a questionnaire, which is a survey, which we distributed to anonymous end users who would give us their own insight into what they would expect from a smart home automation system. So from all this information gathering, we developed an analysis of the requirements, and our smart home automation system had 13 major requirements, which were categorized into both functional and non-functional requirements. These were collected using surveys, as earlier mentioned, with stakeholders and also some domain research. The main functional requirements were security monitoring, user management, access control, device interaction, and automation and customization. A lot of our clients wanted to be sure that they could receive notification once someone was at their door. If they were away, they could view the premises of their houses. They also wanted to be able to add and remove users who could gain access to their home automation systems. And they also some of them also wanted automation scenes. Some of them also wanted automation scenes, which is like preferences, customizable preferences of how you want your house to be when you get back home. So maybe you set it at 4 o'clock, it dims the lights, it sets the temperature for the house. And finally, some really hit home that they wanted it to be compatible with different devices because they had different people using different devices in their houses. So they wanted it to be able to work with any of the devices within their houses. Um, Thank you. Madhumita, mute.
So I'm sorry. Hello everyone, I'm Madhumita, and from here onward, I will be taking few slides. After requirement analysis, we went to the requirement specification and modeling process, and we used use case scenario based technique to classify and model the requirement. We used the use case scenario diagram to identify all the actors of the system and how they are going to interact with the system to confirm the functional requirement. We also used scenario and developed certain scenarios to understand all the situations are handled by the system um, correctly. We also use the prioritization technique to prioritize the requirement, and for that we use the goal model tree. We broke the goal into the sub goals by using and or decomposition technique and prioritize the requirement.
Hello everyone. Here I will going to talk about the requirement validation. So for the requirement validation, we identify and validate the requirements. So we took the interview with our stakeholders. There we have validate the requirement whether they are where their requirements are meeting as per their expectations or not, and we raise their concern. And we have also recorded the required management. So for requirement management, whatever the requirements they wanted to change and whatever the requirements they wanted to be in priority, we make changes accordingly. So as a follow up for the first round of the interview, we conducted the second round of interview and updated the requirement as per the requirement change request.
Hello everyone, I am Prudhvi Prasad. Right now I'm next two slides I'll take the chart. And right now I am talking about challenges which we are faced during our project, and some of them are actually when conducting doing a project, we conducted interviews with stakeholders and interviewers. Because of difference in time zone, it made us difficult to conduct the interviews. and and when collecting data, because we collected data during interviews, which is a large amount, it is difficult to analyze for us. And interviewing is a uh, which is hard to grasp, because we have to mention our questions clearly. And we also face the challenges when designing questionnaires. uh, the challenge mostly we face that because when making questions, we have to make it clear and easy to understand, and preparing questions that should be directly address the research objectives, and design question in a way which should mention a specific purpose of the question, and it should be unambiguous. And we also face challenge during designing survey, in which we have to make sure our questions are clear and easy to understand. When we are preparing question, we should directly address the research objectives. And we also face challenges for consequences, like in order to prioritize questions and designing user-friendly questionnaires for better responses. And we also learn many things during our research, such as we have to make sure to prepare a questionnaire before a meeting, and we should have at least have some idea about the project we are doing about, and we should understand the needs of stakeholders. And the most important thing is we have to take notes during our conversation in an interview, because we can't remember everything during an interview. So we should make note, because there is a risk of missing some important data, and we have to make sure we clearly understand the needs of our stakeholders, uh, because we couldn't understand, it will lead to a total different outcome. And we have to make sure we should record our interview.
All right. So what I would have done differently else. I could have used visuals to explain the requirements to the requirement engineers. I could have implementing standard interview format for consistencies, and I could have pilot test survey questionnaires to remove issues in the survey design. Thank you.
What I could have done differently is that I could have used the management tool for better requirement management process. If I had a real world experience, I could have applied it to the elicitation process. I could have implemented feedback process to improve the requirements.
What I could have differently is I could have started scheduling meeting early in the requirement gathering processes. Scheduling meeting and set up reminders could have been mandatory. I could have made follow-up meeting important part of the project.
Yeah, I could have conducted interviews with the stakeholders, more meetings, because it should have given me a clear understanding on the smart home automation, and I could have arranged more questionnaires, which should have helped in understanding general public ideas, and I could have used better management tools to make the process of the product smooth.
For me, I could have engaged with stakeholders more frequently, like Prudhvi earlier said. I believe that would have helped us gain more understanding of what the users wanted or the stakeholders wanted. And I also think we should have used prototyping as one of our methods to just gather or get an insight to what the stakeholders wanted at the end of the day. And for requirement gathering, I think we should have used scenarios. If not prototypes, we should have provided scenarios where the users would fully understand what we were sharing with them or what we're about to build for them as a service. Thank you.